Welcome into Coleman Coliseum for a crucial early conference play clash as Alabama hosts the red-hot 6th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats here in Tuscaloosa, and we welcome you courtside here at Coleman. Gray Robertson alongside my partner Richard Hendricks. Mary Regan Bolig will join us in just a moment. Richard, the story coming into this matchup is Kentucky. What a week for the Wildcats.
Well, Kentucky is a talented team, and they've been playing complete and balanced basketball. They got out of the gate with a big-time win, and the momentum continues.
Absolutely. It was quite a performance in Baton Rouge a week ago. How about the win against LSU on the road with Tony Morgan hitting the game winner?
Well, Tony Morgan was clutch in her performance. She's a fearless guard that can get it done in many ways, and Kenny Brooks trusts her in the money time.
And then the Wildcats kept it up against Missouri, a really solid 22-point win against a scrappy Tiger squad.
Well, this is a team that definitely is complete, and you see Strack right there and her ability to play inside-outside basketball. A phenomenal player who's off to a terrific start.
Yeah, fantastic weeks for Strack and Morgan, but it wasn't all good news for the Wildcats. And for more on that, let's check in for the first time with Mary Regan Bolig.
Yeah, guys, Strack and Tony Morgan have helped power a historic start to conference play for the Wildcats, but tonight, that run continues without key forward Tiani Key. In the last game on Sunday versus Missouri, she hurt her arm in the third quarter attempting to dive after a loose ball, and her current status is still a week-to-week update. But with her out, Coach Brooks emphasized he wanted to continue precision and efficiency on the floor despite Key's absence. So we'll see how Kentucky responds without one of its leaders.
So with Key out, Alabama perhaps an opportunity tonight. What are the keys for the Tide to pull off the upset, Richard?
Well, Alabama's going to have to get a big-time performance out of Essence Cody. If she can make sure she can help neutralize the front court of Kentucky, it will be significant for Alabama.
The Crimson Tide trying to pull off the highest-ranked win in the Christy Curry era. Kentucky trying to keep it going, and we're off and running here in T-Town. Two of the best defensive teams, not just in the SEC, but in the country, facing off tonight. Shot clock winding down. Long three for Collins off the back iron, but another chance.
Well, this is going to be a game of two teams that you're going to see try to execute efficiently in the half-court set. They both play basketball. They move it around from side to side well, and we got a foul early on a post-up action.
It looked like Essence Cody was tied up with Tony Morgan. And that's something to watch. Foul trouble always crucial in conference play, and that's a first personal on Tony Morgan for Kentucky. And a tight one there. Boone called for the personal foul. 2 quick fouls on Kentucky in the first minute of the opening quarter. Here's the Alabama starting 5. The usual for Christy Curry: Collins, Timmons, Weathers, Scott, and Cody. And Christy Curry talked a lot about efficiency and execution tonight in this matchup against this very good Kentucky defense.
Well, this is a Kentucky team that is very sound on both sides of the basketball. They know they have to be crisp and able to manufacture some baskets.
Shot clock again winding down. Nice give to Cody, but couldn't finish.
Really good action by Alabama to get freed up, but Essence Cody not able to elevate to finish that one at the rim. You'll see two teams really do a good job of executing. If you like 5-on-5 basketball, this is a game for you.
Yeah, two teams ranked outside the top 300 in pace, so there won't be a ton of running up and down the floor. We talked about the importance of foul trouble. There's the first personal on Essence Cody after Strack found a little room.
Gets freed up down low, and you can see Essence Cody getting a piece of the hand of Strack. She has that patented fall-away jumper, and that ability to fade away on that was all the space that was created that led to that foul on Cody.
She was practicing that shot at shoot-around, and you were almost giddy, partner.
Well, I've been able to watch her for a couple of years, and this is a player that I think that fadeaway jumper is reminiscent of Dirk Nowitzki. She has extension over the top, and she can shoot it from all different angles with a lot of confidence.
Alabama's already taken out Cody. Naomi Jones is in, and now the Tide has given it away. Here comes Morgan, getting downhill, stopped by Jones, and it will be Alabama basketball.
It looks like Naomi Jones has a little bit of spirit after the rejection. They're going to have a big performance with her. There she is, rotating over with the block shot.
Still nothing particularly clean for the Alabama offense thus far outside of the one layup by Cody. Another long possession for Alabama. Collins had that three tipped.
Great rejection and anticipation by Morgan.
Strack can hit those. That's off the back iron. Rebound, Diana Collins.
Well, don't look to see a lot of transition buckets in this game. But both of these two teams get back very well defensively. Whoever can get some transition buckets will be able to have an advantage. This is the 15th and 16th ranked team in the conference when it comes to pace of play. So you're going to see a lot of methodical action to see if you can find the soft spots for the defense.
Another long possession. Collins has to hurry. Tough matchup with Strack, but Collins made it work.
That's a crafty move right there over Clara Strack, the defensive player of the year in this conference. And you see Diana Collins able to get a little bit of extension on that scoop shot to finish.
Nice find to Boone in the corner, and she is the sharp shooter from deep for the Wildcats.
Well, Asia Boone's not going to miss too many wide open looks. Her ability to line it up from the outside at almost 38%. She's extremely efficient and confident from range.
Another lengthy possession for Alabama. Just having trouble cracking the Wildcats defense. Scott will have to pull up. That's not the shot Alabama wants. Those are the shots Kentucky will take all night.
Well, Clara Strack has the ability to move her feet on the perimeter on switches.
What a finish, Toni Morgan.
And we talked about the talent of Toni Morgan. She has the ability to finish around the cup with both hands, and there she is switching that one with the reverse with English.
See the season average for Morgan, the nation's leader in assists. Here's Timmons. Sidewinding jumper was off the mark, and a rebound now by Toni Morgan. Boone attacking. Boy, great ball movement by Kentucky, but the three is off by Strack. Richard, what's Kentucky doing right now to slow down this Alabama offense and make it so hard to get easy looks?
Well, it's a complementary style of play, you know, and their ability to get a quality shot on the offensive end allows them to get back with defensive balance.
There's Hassett, left side three. What a start for number 6 in America. 9-2 Wildcats early.
Yeah, and Amelia Hassett, she can shoot with the best of them. Hasn't been shooting at the efficiency that she normally is, but she's been able to knock it down right there. Big shot there for the Wildcats.
Another tough 2 attempt, and it's an offensive foul on Timmons. Kentucky is executing to a T to start. Midway through the first, Wildcat Alabama 9-2, 4:55 to go here in the opening quarter. The Wildcats have been led this year by Toni Morgan, and for more on her, let's check in with Mary Reagan Bowling.
Yeah, guys, before Toni Morgan, before she put on that Wildcat jersey, the team was led by Georgia Amore, who took the team to SEC and NCAA tournament appearances and then was selected by the Washington Mystics as the 6th overall pick for the 2025 WNBA. But guys, when Toni Morgan came onto the scene, she was asked if she could fill Amore's shoes in a preseason interview, and Coach Brooks responded, "I didn't ask Toni to fill Georgia's shoes. I asked her to bring her own shoes," which ties into her favorite piece of advice, which is be where your feet are. And as you guys see already, that mindset has shown all season and it's proven even now already on the court. And after Tuesday, the guard is the national assist leader, crowned National Player of the Week, as well as co-SEC Player of the Week, which is her first time in her collegiate career to have all these honors. So what a special story, and she's making her own mark in the Wildcat jersey.
Great advice by head coach Kenny Brooks is to be yourself. And if you're Tony Morgan, that's exactly what she's doing. And she's following that advice to a T. She's an electric player that can fill it up in so many ways and create for others. And she's off to a great start for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's never easy to follow the star, but Tony Morgan is forging her own path. A Georgia Tech transfer, has been all ACC twice. And as we mentioned in the Open, the reigning co-SEC Player of the Week. As Alabama switches up the lineup a good bit out of a timeout. Jennings and Austin in for the first time. Cody has re-entered. Hassett had a window, missed it off the back iron, but Morgan got the O board. Morgan, tough two, and she's fouled.
And you see that capability of Tony Morgan. That quick between the legs dribble and gets to the middle of the paint on the jump stop. Creates a little bit of contact going back to the line.
And you see the profile for Morgan. Lieberman Award watch list. 9 assists a game, which is beyond impressive, but now also somebody who's not just a facilitator, but a scorer, something that Coach Brooks has been really pleased to see as the season has gone on.
Well, she's a threat in all facets of the game. And it's not only the offensive end, but she's a two-way player that can put a lot of pressure on the opposing team's offense.
Well, Alabama needs something on offense right now. A 10-0 run for Kentucky in the last 2.5. Scott, too strong on the drive. Look at Cody cleaning up the glass, and she'll head to the line.
They're going to have a massive performance right there out of 21 White. Essence Cody has all the ability in the world to dominate in the paint. And the easiest way to get yourself going is to get on the offensive boards and clean up the mistakes of your team. If you can do that, that puts pressure on the other team's defense, gets them in foul trouble, and then you got to get to the stripe and make them pay.
Missed 4 games, did Cody, earlier this year with an injury, but came back right before conference play and now trying to step up for her team, facing a Kentucky squad led by Kenny Brooks in his 2nd season in Lexington, just doing a phenomenal job with this program, really building them up in his first 2 years.
Well, he's always a pleasure to talk to. You know, he has a unique coaching style that's a kind of a calm confidence. And he really able to teach the game, gets all of his players on the same page, and they play really hard for him.
It was a real pleasure to hear him talk about his program, talk about the journey, talk about the difference at times being a coach and a dad as Weathers gets the steal, and that is what Alabama's going to have to do on the defensive end, leading to offense on the other side.
And Alabama's going to have to consider using a little defense to turn into offense. They haven't been able to facilitate much in the half-court set, but getting out in passing lanes with some spirited denials could possibly lead to some easy baskets on the other end.
Here's the freshman, Ace Austin. Nice dish. Cody, good finish.
Great job right there by Essence. Cody takes her time. And that pump fake, Strack doesn't want to come over and pick up a cheap foul. And Alabama finds themselves within 1 possession.
A good job by this group for the Tide, calming things down on their end and speeding up the game for the Wildcats. Blue with the extra pass to Hassett in the corner. Too much.
Beautiful offense by Kentucky, just not able to convert on the open corner 3.
Oh, it cleared up for Austin, and then Strack slammed the door.
And the freshman trying to take it into the paint. But Clara Strack says not so easy as Ace Austin trying to turn the corner. Yeah. That's beautiful extension right there by Strack in the paint. She does a phenomenal job of using angles with her footwork to cut off the shooting space. You know, as a shot blocker, As you see, Jessica Timmons coming off the baseline of bounds opportunity on the curl, knocks it down, 1-point game. But shot blockers, you're not always going for the ball. You're going for the space that the ball is going to go to. And Clara Strack has great shot blocking skills with both hands.
Now Kentucky at one point a big lead. It's cut to 1. Alabama's tightened up on the defensive side here in the back half of the first quarter. Shot clock at 5 for number 5. Morgan, beautiful pass, and Obi's fouled.
See that creativity. Tony Morgan dropped it off to Obi. Big possession to kind of calm things down as Alabama was on a surge.
And Jordan Obi going to the free throw line, the Penn transfer in her second season in Lexington. Missed last year with an injury. And she misses the first free throw as we take a look at Alabama's leader. 13th season in Tuscaloosa for Christy Curry. A lot of consistency the last few years, 4 NCAA tournament trips in the last 5 seasons, and hoping to get back there with this group in 2026.
Well, Christy Curry has her program trending in the right direction. They've been playing really good basketball, known for her development, as last season had 3 players drafted into the WNBA. And this is a coach that knows what she's doing. She's coaching a national championship game, and a beautiful move by Lancia Ramsey coming right into the game and creating some offense.
That was a young lady that Coach Curry highlighted during shoot-around, a player who could have a big night, just like maybe Essence Cody, who gets a steal. And then the pass to Ramsey a little too far from Timmons. But this is the athleticism that Alabama got out of the portal in Lancia Ramsey.
Well, Ramsey can be a game changer. She can do things on both ends. And she has really good athleticism. And there she is, taking her time in the low post with some outstanding ball fakes and footwork.
Well, Kentucky had a 10-0 run. Now it's an Alabama 10-0 run. Morgan, pull up J, pure.
A really good job by Tony Morgan. She took her time on that screen roll action and got right to her spot. Rises up in the mid-range and knocks it down.
One minute left here in the opening quarter. Kentucky all over Collins, but she made space and missed the shot. Cody almost picked up a dangerous second foul.
Very risky.
Strack out to the corner. It's Obi for 3, and she hits.
That's a big shot right there by Obi. One that Kentucky really needed, starting to find a little bit of rhythm after their drought. Alabama's picked up the defensive intensity. You've seen some 3-quartering by Essence Cody in the low post to try to deny the ball. A great job in the adjustments by the Tide.
Ace Austin looking to answer, and it rattled all the way around and dropped.
That's a big shot right there by the freshman. She struggled in conference play, but that might be what she needs to get going.
Back and forth we go. Kentucky waiting for the final shot. Morgan with a second. It's a 2. It's no good. What a fun first quarter between the Wildcats and the Crimson Tide. A 1-point lead for the number 6 team in America.
Well, it's been a game of runs so far. Kentucky came out of the gate and really got going. They got it going with threes in transition by Amelia Hassett, but it's been a response of Alabama getting out in passing lanes and creating some easy ones. Got a good one early on.
Folks, this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. What a first quarter. Kentucky leading Alabama 16-15. A lot of runs in the first 10 minutes, and we've seen both of these defenses really shine. 2 top 10 defenses in terms of points allowed, and 1 and 2 respectively in the SEC, Richard.
Well, these teams are efficient. It's a complementary style. Their defenses are strong because they take their time and run quality offense, which allows them to get back in defensive transition. But this is going to be a game of who can crack the code. Can you get a big run at the right time to create a little bit of separation? We've seen Kentucky get out of the gate with that 9-2 start, but the response from Christy Curry's squad in the first quarter was huge and made it a 1-point game.
And we mentioned earlier foul trouble Nothing of note. There were a few close calls on both sides at the end of the first quarter, and you see how we got to this point. You mentioned it, Richard. Kentucky out to a hot start. What was Alabama doing differently in the back half of the first quarter to get back in the game?
Well, I think the adjustment that was made by head coach Christy Curry to go into her bench clearly got the message of the starters. You had a new crew come onto the court, and they played much more spirited as far as denying the basketball, getting out in passing lanes, and Carly Weathers was able to get a steal that led to her to create a little bit of momentum. That's the type of tone that they needed out of the gate. But they got the response. Now you're back to almost an even game. We'll see what Kentucky will do on the counterattack.
Kentucky looking to take advantage of this first possession. Boone, long three, and she rattles it home.
Now that's where you have to understand the scouting report. Asia Boone can really shoot the ball, and you got to be pressed up in her. And when she comes off that screen roll action, you got to put pressure in her face, particularly at the end of the shot clock.
Well, nobody in the SEC has attempted more three-pointers this year than Kentucky. Cody spinning, just missed it on a wild shot attempt. Liberty transfer, Asia Boone backs up. She's hit a couple from deep already. Looking for Strack, but a miscommunication.
Well, Boone, she's definitely able to shoot it from deep. But head coach Kenny Brooks has challenged her to embrace a little bit more of the point guard role. That's what she really likes to do, as she can line it up and shoot it with the best of them. But a turnover on an entry pass, create a better passing angle to get that to Clara Strack, and that might be an easy two.
Collins attacking. Not much room, too strong.
And Kentucky does a really good job defensively of squaring up their defender and then walling up. They force you to shoot shots over the top, and the percentages go down tremendously when contested.
Oh, what a find from Obi to Boone, but she was short. And then Strack kept the possession alive. Now Morgan for three, no good.
This will be a game you have to finish out your possessions with quality box outs. Multiple possessions.
Timmons from the left side.
That's a big shot right there by Jessica Timmons. You know, she's the player on Alabama's team that has the dynamic ability to get going in bunches. She can shoot the three ball. She's a confident scorer.
Trying to give it to a cutting Morgan. Strack a little out of rhythm on the offensive side, and now Alabama gets a takeaway.
The activity of Carly Weathers. Ball is always in jeopardy.
Cody had it poked away by Obi, and she's slow to get back down to the other side. Hassett will drive. I think she walked. Indeed, she did.
Got some end-to-end action as Amelia Hassett takes an extra step. But Jessica Timmons can fill it up. She's a confident shooter from outside. That little jab step gets the defender off balance. In essence, Cody takes a little inadvertent hit. I think good defense right there by Obi as she was vertical.
Well, Jones in for Cody, and Naomi Jones shows some toughness down low.
Well, that's going to be huge. You know, Naomi Jones has struggled in conference play. And if she can come in the game and give you some offensive production, that's bonus for Alabama.
That's her first made field goal in 3 SEC games so far this year. Strack backing down Jones, getting around Jones, short on the shot. Open look, Weathers, left side, splash!
Big shot by Carly Weathers. Getting out and running her lane in transition, and Diana Collins spots the shooter. Weathers, without hesitation, lets it fly.
Well, some real energy coursing through Coleman Coliseum right now. Kentucky trying to calm things. They go to Strack, who is stuffed by Jones.
Alabama has numbers in transition.
Timmons to Austin. Oh, almost fell, but rattled out. And then Jones was called for the foul. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. The activity, the defensive work of Naomi Jones, but it's a transition and recognition by Collins to find Weathers streaking down the sideline. She shoots that with ease. Naomi Jones, excellent defensive work down low, and she's pumped up. The bench is loving it.
Just a lot of energy coming from the Alabama side since midway through the first quarter, and Kentucky can't find an answer. Turnover as Morgan overthrew Boone.
Well, now you see the chess match of the coaches, and Christy Curry comes out of that little break and comes with a little trap in the half court, catches Kentucky off guards, creates an easy turnover, ball back to the tie.
8-0 run for Alabama in the last 2 minutes and change. Weathers open again, that time off the mark.
I think she rushed that three ball a little bit. You know, and you got to be able to understand when the outside shot's going, as Weathers been able to connect early on, you can still utilize that pump fake, get into the paint.
Let's see who that foul is on. They're going to say it's on Ace Austin as opposed to Naomi Jones. Both are in the area. That is number 2, though, on the freshman out of Spring Garden, Alabama. Boone cooking. What a jumper.
So smooth right there by Asia Boone. Took her time, got the defender on her heels, rises up for the mid-range J.
Already 10 for Asia Boone. What a pass to Jones. She'll get a second attempt and hit it and one.
The activity of Naomi Jones. She got deep position down low, but missed the first one. But you can see the spirit that she gives on the O boards. Draws the foul. And there she is, fighting amongst 3 Wildcats. Gets the offensive rebound and one, going to the line.
7 to go in quarter number 2. Alabama leads Kentucky 25-21. It's been back and forth. It's been a game of runs so far, and Naomi Jones just provided a lightning strike to this game off the bench, Richard.
Well, she stepped right in the game, has been instantly impactful, and it all started on the defensive end. Moving her feet, she's pumped up about the rejection, and that led to Alabama get it out in transition. The extra effort on the offensive boards by Jones has been able to get her to the line. 2 offensive rebounds already in this game in 6 minutes of playing time. She's answered the bell.
She stepped up for Alabama when Essence Cody was out with her injury, but has been quiet, especially on the offensive side in league play. So a big step up here tonight in terms of production and doing it against the top 10 team.
Well, Alabama is a squad that has to get it done by committee. And in many ways, it's very challenging for players to understand that when you get a deep roster and someone has been playing a little more, that you can still bring the same statistical production in a short amount of time. It's about working your minutes. Naomi Jones got more playing time with Essence Cody out of the lineup, but now with them back at full strength, she has to recognize that this is the moment that you can still bring your A game.
Well, and both teams playing for so much. Kentucky trying to get to 16-1 to start off a season. Yet again, 2 straight years in the Brooks era. It'll be the first time that's happened in program history. Alabama looking for its highest ranked win since 1997, winning against number 4 Georgia on the road. And it would be the highest ranked victory in the Christy Curry era. Alabama all-time under Coach Curry against top 10 teams, just 3-33, although they did pick up a win last year in this building against LSU.
This is a massive opportunity for Alabama in their NCAA tournament resume. You have a highly ranked opponent who has beaten top-level teams so far, which gives them a high ranking in the net. So when you get a chance to do this on your home court, you can see that Alabama has started to make the response in a massive opportunity.
Pass to Hassett, that's what she's capable of from beyond the arc.
But it's the ball movement of Kentucky. They play at a pace where they can lull you to sleep. You have to really focus in, and then they are moving the ball from side to side, and Hassett knocks down another one.
Good possession. Out of a timeout for Kentucky, and now Hassett gets involved on defense. Lexi Blue, no numbers, no problem, but it's an offensive foul.
I thought that was a 50-50 call that went in Alabama's favor. Good job, you can see as Collins gets set, waking. That's 50-50 close. Honestly, I think that should have been an and one. But nonetheless, this one's going back with the Tide.
Alabama leading by 1. And there's a call against Alabama that gives it right back to the Wildcats.
Yeah, back-to-back calls I think can go either way. As Essence Cody maybe not set on that screen roll situation, picks up a big call that gives the ball back to the Wildcats. 2 fouls for Cody will be significant. She's going to have to play through the fouls in this game if Alabama's going to get it done.
Alabama defense has been tight, forcing Kentucky into 7 turnovers. That's nearly the average per game in league play. And now a foul on Strack.
And Kentucky's not on the same page. As Clara Strack had the ball on the perimeter, she wanted it. She goes for that backdoor cut. And then when she hustles to get it, she grabs wide to Jennings. Not a lot there. But nonetheless, this is a game the little fouls have started to play a massive role in how these two teams will be able to operate. They're going to have to make adjustments.
It's been a tough start for Strack. 1 point on 0 of 5 shooting and 1 turnover. Timmons for 3, no good. Jones fought for it, now it's loose. Look at Jones getting in the scrum, and the arrow favors the Tide.
And Naomi Jones has really brought the activity. You know, this is a player that many times can have a demeanor of very much calm. But you can see her giving up her body and immediately diving on that ball like a fumble in the middle of the pile.
Oh, nice give. Timmons just worked her way open.
That's a great job of Jessica Timmons curling on that. That basket was created because Clara Strack got switched off on Tamia Scott. She had to respect her on the perimeter, and she was late rotating over in help side.
Little contact on Morgan. She stays tough. Hassett baseline. And tipped out of bounds. Oh, they'll say it's off Kentucky. It'll be Alabama basketball.
Well, Alabama coming up with the turnover.
We showed the graphic a moment ago. Now Kentucky has tied the average in a whole game in conference play. 9 turnovers with 2:45 to go in the first half. Timmons, lightning quick. There's the foul. 3-point play coming up.
Alabama has been able to find some success, and with this small ball lineup that they have with Essence Cody out, they're able to go screen roll and pull Strack out from the basket. And there you see right there Jessica Timmons taking advantage of Strack out of the paint, and she gets a driving lane to go all the way to the cup.
Jessica Timmons will shoot 1.
Timmons, the NC State transfer years ago in her 3rd season in Tuscaloosa. Great free throw shooter, 2nd in the league in percentage, and she converts to give Alabama a 6-point lead.
This is where some of the advantages may lie with Alabama. This is the 2nd-ranked shot blocking team in the country, Kentucky, but not without Keani Key. Makes a huge difference when you talk about the rim protection and driving lanes that Alabama now has.
Wide open look in the corner is no good. Strack still can't hit, and now a whistle on the far side.
Called for a push. Jessica Timmons battling for the rebound. Not much of a push, but a savvy move right there by Jessica Timmons to sell that. Two fouls on Tony Morgan is significant for Kentucky. It's going to have to be some adjustments by both of these teams in the game. You know, I would love to see in a game of two highly ranked opponents with big-time implications on the line. Be able to play a little bit, but that's part of the game. As a player, you have to be able to make the adjustments and do it on the fly.
When I appreciate Timmons selling it a little bit extra a few days before the Golden Globe Awards. And like you said, tough beat for Morgan, who's got those 2 personals. Obi also has 2 personals, so a little bit more foul trouble for the Cats. 2 fouls on the Alabama side for Cody and for Ace Austin.
Well, Kentucky does depend a lot on Tony Morgan. The ball is in her hand a lot, but this is a team that's very well connected. They have playmakers on all positions. They're going to have to see if they can get things done collectively.
Nice drive and a stuff by Tamia Scott.
Beautiful job by Alabama. Tamia Scott rotating over with some defensive work. There she is. You see 15 White sliding over in help side with an outstanding rejection.
3 blocks already for Alabama. 7-0 run for the Tide. Kentucky trying to get some rhythm, but Strack is a little out of sorts, and so too is the Kentucky offense.
Clara Strack been playing on a tear, but she's 0 for 6 in this game so far with 1 point and 2 turnovers. This is the point where she has to demand the ball. Follow the confidence that you have within yourself and see if you can will yourself a bucket to get going.
Timmons trying to will that one in. Jones tough on the boards, and it'll go out of bounds off of Kentucky.
Well, these offensive rebound situations for Alabama have created another opportunity in the baseline out of bounds. They were able to get a clean look last time with Jessica Timmons coming off the curl. This is the matchup she wants. She has Strack one-on-one.
There she goes. Tried to get it to Jones. It was tipped back to Timmons and a reset for the Tide. Collins, it opened up.
Diana Collins has a really fast first step, and there she is coming off that curl action with a full head of steam. Gets all the way to the basket. Big possession right here for the Wildcats to convert.
Boone got Scott in the air again with that smooth J.
She has a beautiful pace to her game, and that quick crossover that she made left to right created the separation, which allowed her to give that head fake to get off the shot.
Boone with 12 of Kentucky's 26. Timmons, nice, slick, Jessica Timmons.
Wow, Jessica Timmons with a high-level move. That sweet crossover and hesitation on the head fake freed it up. Phenomenal move by Timmons.
Well, Kentucky needs a bucket as halftime ticks closer. Can Strack get some rhythm? Shot in the corner, and a big-time hit by Kaylin Carroll.
That's a huge basket, right when Kentucky needed it most, to see if they can create some momentum before the half. Massive possession here for Alabama to continue their tear.
Timmons, Alabama wants her to take it. The 3 was off the mark, and the buzzer sounds. But the Tide has plenty to be happy about. 36-29 the score at the break, and a very fun first half, Richard.
This is a game where both teams will have to have supreme focus on every single possession. Not a paceful game as far as getting up and down the court. Both teams will have to be locked in to adjustments in the second half.
Well, the Crimson Tide trying to make a statement here at home, and Mary Reagan Bullock is standing by with Alabama head coach Christy Curry.
Coach, you guys had a scoring drought in the first quarter, but then something switched. 16 for 2 in the paint. The defense intensified. What were the adjustments made?
Yeah, I just thought we missed some shots, and you just got to stay the course and weather their runs. You know, we've got to do a better job of defending there the last minute and a half.
And you guys, there's still a lot of game left. Second half, what's going to be the message in the locker room coming back out to keep the momentum?
Knowing our personnel, I mean, we've got to do a better job of getting back in transition and getting our defense set and really doing a good job of continuing to be the aggressor offensively.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Many thanks to Coach Curry and Mary Reagan Bullock. as we go towards halftime. Alabama trying to take down number 6 in the country, but Tide leads it 36-29. Halftime coming up here in T-Town. Don't go anywhere, folks. Here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama leads Kentucky 36-29. And coming out of a locker room, Mary Reagan-Bullock is standing by with Kentucky head coach Kenny Brooks.
Coach, what was the message in the locker room?
Got to be better. I think we didn't play with a lot of energy. We have people that need to step up, and not just from a standpoint of production, but we got to have a lot better energy to get ourselves back in the game.
You guys had 9 first-half turnovers. The last time you led was in the second half, 19-18. What is going to be the adjustment made in the second?
We have to take care of the basketball. I think we have 10 turnovers. We average 10, and they're careless. You know, we can take and do much better than that. Then we got to get some paint touches. I think we got to score 20-2 in the paint. So just got to have a different energy and different attitude this half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Many thanks to Coach Brooks and Mary Reagan-Bullock. We're glad that you're back with us courtside here in Coleman. Gray Robertson, my partner Richard Hendricks. Richard, what is the story of the first half that we just saw between these two teams?
Well, I think the story has been the physicality that Alabama has come out and played with. They didn't get out of the gate well, and Kentucky had a nice start. But the response with the energy to create 10 turnovers in the first half has been the biggest difference for this game.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Kentucky got out to a rip-roaring start. It looked like number 6 was about to run away with it, but then Alabama answered.
Well, they made sure to come out and try to make the response, but Kentucky was playing great basketball. They got it in transition. They were playing with a lot of balance, but Alabama creating some turnovers in passing lanes. They've got some easy baskets, some spirited efforts on the offensive rebounds has put Kentucky in foul trouble. And then Jessica Timmons making some strong individual plays to give Alabama the lead.
Kentucky did have a 1-point advantage after the opening quarter, but Alabama's lead sits at 7, and you see how we got here by the numbers. It's been a quiet night for Strack for the Wildcats, and the points in the paint number, Richard, is really interesting. A huge difference between these two in the first half.
Well, Alabama has done a really good job of spreading Kentucky out. It's a team that doesn't have Tiani Key, and when you don't have that shot blocker with elite-level athleticism on the back line to pair with Clara Strack, this gives Alabama some driving lanes to the basket. We'll have to see what type of adjustments that both of these coaches have in the second half. We're poised for a good one.
You see Key right there, out week to week with an arm injury. Asia Boone has led the way for the Wildcats, 10 points, and we mentioned Strack, 1 point on 0 for 6 shooting, 2 turnovers. Richard, if you told me in the first half Clara Strack would have more turnovers than points, I'm not sure I would have believed you.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. This is a talented player that can get it done in many ways on both ends of the court.
Tough shot, no good by Morgan, and the putback was knocked away by the Tide.
Alabama's done a really good job of setting solid screens, and there's that great swim move right there by Clara Strack to get freed up.
Well, now the ball's a little loose all over the place. Weathers picks it off, and here comes Alabama. Give Cody, what a run, what a finish.
But the pass right there by Carly Weathers, dropping that dime off from the pocket pass to Essence Cody, in great hands to catch that on the move, and the finish. Beautiful work by the Tide.
6 points for Cody. Foul down low on the other end. And Kentucky.
But Carly Weathers, such a savvy player. She plays this screen roll to perfection, drops that pocket pass right on the dime, and Essence Cody catching it on the move and finishing that with extension around the shot blocker. Terrific play by Alabama.
It's been a big night of execution for both Cody and Naomi Jones.
And it's really good for both of these teams to get their bigs involved.
Boone didn't need much space, but missed it. Look at Collins, lightning quick. Oh, what a roll!
Diana Collins. And she's been playing elite level basketball for Alabama as of late. She has some great end-to-end speed, and you can see she's able to turn over the Jets and get a full head going all the way to the basket, and she scoops that one up and is able to find the bottom. Beautiful work.
Free throw good. Alabama leads by 12. Diana Collins turning it up in the second half. And for more on her, let's check in with Mary Reagan.
Yeah, guys, Diana has the next man up mentality. Her response when Essence Cody was out is going to be who's going to be stepping up in these high stress moments. And Colin has just done that.
Alabama up 10 now after that jumper by Morgan. And to your point, Mary Reagan, and your earlier point, Richard, she's turned it up in the biggest games so far this year and kept up that energy here tonight as Cody battles and misses. And then the rebound goes out of bounds.
Diana Collins has really taken her game to the next level. And this is a player who was a contributor on last year's NCAA tournament team, mainly as a role player that came in and changed up the rhythm. Offensively, not as much of a threat. She had some games in the last moment where she had some big looks to hit some shots that could have left Alabama's season to be extended. You can tell that she's put work in the offseason to continue to be more of an offensive threat, and it's showing.
Shot clock winding down. Good defensive possession by the Cats. No options for Austin. Now Morgan looking to cook. Fadeaway Jay, no good. Strack soared in for the board.
Great effort by Clara Strack.
What a feed to Obi.
Well, those are winning plays right there. And Clara Strack created that with the second effort. Not too much of a box out by Alabama. That might be just what Kentucky needs to get a second possession to cut into this lead.
Yeah, keep that play in mind. Extra effort by Strack. Now Alabama trying to answer. Collins again in the lane, stuffed by Strack. Strack, nobody around her, but she couldn't get it. Chased it down, and now Boone for three. No good again. Obi. Oh, Kentucky fighting on the offensive glass, but not a putback to be found.
Just can't find the bottom, but the energy is there, and this is the type of fight that you want to see from the Wildcats in multiple possessions as they're battling on the offensive boards and getting out in transition. Alabama's going to need a response right here to calm down the effort of Kentucky.
And they'll go to Timmons. Good recovery by Boone. Shot clock again, under 5. It's Collins, that time short.
Kentucky's looking to run.
Here comes Toni Morgan. She can dish it with the best of them. No one was open, and now Strack has it.
They're going to go screen roll actions. Essence Cody's got to get up on the level.
Cody staying with Boone, and a foul called.
Well, this is great work right here by Kentucky. And Asia Boone had plenty of time to facilitate. She got screen roll action. The Essence Cody's not up at the level of the screen. She gets a full head of steam turning the corner. The savvy player with that playing off 2 feet gets the hip and draws a foul.
And that is foul number 3 on Cody. And now you've got Boone, the Liberty transfer at the line. Has not shot a ton of free throws this year. Strong couple seasons with the Flames, including the 2024 Conference USA Freshman of the Year award. And now with Kentucky, one of those big scoring threats. She's got 12 after making both.
That's a big possession right there for Kentucky. An even bigger blow that Essence Cody is on the bench for 3.
Ace Austin was trying to get crafty. It'll stay on this side after Morgan knocked it out of bounds.
Now, Kentucky's done a really good job with some defensive adjustments. They've been able to keep Clara Strack near the rim, which has been able to deter some easy shots for Alabama.
Maybe a little forced by Timmons, but they'll say it stays with the Tide.
And the baseline out of bounds opportunities have been big for Alabama. They need to convert in a big way.
Timmons again off balance, but she hits.
Alabama has scored twice on that same play as they come with 2 players coming off the curl. And the second one, Jessica Timmons comes around, shot ready, and knocks it down.
Toni Morgan against Austin, and a foul is called on the freshman.
Well, it looked like good defense for me by Ace Austin being physical down low. but it's coming off that baseline out of bounds. There's that curl action, and shot ready right there by Jessica Timmons. Rises up and knocks down the mid-range jumper.
Wow, and a massive mistake by Kentucky. Threw it into the bench on the inbounds play, not even close.
13 turnovers already for Kentucky, which is over their season average of 10.
Ace Austin got in trouble. Picked up by Timmons. Collins, right side, boom.
That's beautiful work by Alabama. Now, Ace Austin did a great job with that hesitation dribble, getting a piece of the paint. Kicks it out. Timmons gets a piece of the paint. Kentucky's been protecting the rim, and an outside shot, Diana Collins shooting it with a lot of confidence.
Morgan got Jones in the air, found Strack. Strack still trying to make a shot, and Alabama's on the run. Numbers, extra pass, Collins from the corner, couldn't get it.
Now Kentucky's with numbers in the counterattack.
Morgan, right side to Hassett, she misses. And a backside rebound by Asia Boone. Strack still can't make one.
Man, this is an up and down pace. I don't know how long it's been since there's been a stoppage. As you can see, players are huffing and puffing a little bit for a blow.
Timmons doesn't need a break.
No, she does not. You know, Jessica Timmons, coming off that injury, has worked tremendously hard on her conditioning. And now she's back in SEC play. She's playing at a high level, and you can see the confidence in her eye.
The Wildcats need an answer in a bad way. They need Strack to get going. A blocking foul called on Alabama. And Strack will head to the line when we come back. But the Tide is cooking right now, Richard.
Well, they've been doing a great job with the extra pass, and Diana Collins, the recipient of that paint punch, and then kicking it out. And Jessica Timmons continues her tear with the beautiful play. It's the 4 by Kentucky, and they got it done by the way of 10 assists. The physicality that they have played with coming downhill, the spirited drives as they've been able to spread out the defense of Kentucky has been allowed it to get all the way to the rim, and then they've been finishing with efficiency.
And Kentucky on the other side is trying to get their star, Clara Strack, going. It's kind of shocking, honestly, Richard, to see the stat line, just 1 point and 0 for 9 from the floor.
Yeah, this is a very talented player who's been able to do it in so many ways, struggling, but I think a lot of it has to do with the physicality that Alabama has been able to show at her. They've been physical in the paint and box outs. They're showing a lot of hands with the guards when it comes to passing lanes, which has created turnovers when she has the kickouts. But a very, very good player with a lot of time left. We'll see if she can get herself going as she goes to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Still making a massive impact. 11 rebounds for Strack. She's collected 8 double-doubles on the year, but just struggling to see it go through the hoop.
3 blocks to go with those 11 rebounds, so the defensive work, 2 steals to boot.
Even at the line. 1 for 3 now tonight. Strack entered this game north of 72% as a free throw shooter. 0 for 2 trip.
It looked like a switch up of defense here. As Kentucky showing a little bit of 2-3 zone.
And a turnover. Stolen by Morgan.
And Alabama's got to do a much better job of recognizing that zone early on.
Strack with a chance and 1. Maybe that gets her going.
Now there's the adjustment of head coach Kenny Brooks. They come after that break in 2 free throws, drop back in the 2-3 zone, get the turnover, and now Strack's going to the other end for an and 1 opportunity.
Mentioned a few nights ago, Wooden Award midseason watch list, preseason all conference this year, defensive player of the year last season. It's been a tough one to this point. But a three-point trip there gets Kentucky back within 10.
And now there's a substitution, and they're bringing Jordan Obi into the game, jumping into some pressure situation. Alabama's going to have to do a good job of beating this press collectively with this smaller unit on that has switchability.
By the way, that last foul on Ace Austin, her fourth, so she will take a seat for the Tide.
Now, Kentucky's dropping back in this 2-3 zone once again. If you're Alabama, you're going to have to beat it by way of the pass.
Weathers trying to dish. It's Jennings right side. That was well off the mark. And then a hustle play at the end, and Weathers is able to buy Alabama an extra possession.
There's Carly Weathers once again. And she's been a leader ever since she stepped on campus. And she makes all of the blue-collar, hard work, glue plays. And there she is once again with the active hands coming up with the turnover.
Asking for help. Got it into Timmons as we tick near 3 minutes left in quarter number 3. Collins, full head of steam. Tried to get it to Jones. It went back to Collins. Now she's open in the corner. After the quick pass from Weathers, Alabama converts.
Great job by Diana Collins. She created for Jones, wasn't able to convert with the relocation after they came up with the ball. Gets her a free look in the corner, and she cans it.
Kentucky looking for answers.
Both these teams well matched right now as far as personnel is concerned on the court.
Morgan to the rim, short-armed it. A chance in transition and a big collision. Offensive foul.
I thought really good call. And Jordan Obi made the right guess as Jessica Timmons came down in full speed. Great anticipation. And you see the relocation right there by Diana Collins. Gets a clean look in the corner and makes it count. Great job. Look at the anticipation right there in 0 in blue. Jordan Obi. Excellent defensive work.
Nice feed by Morgan. Strack, though, the turnaround was too much.
I think you got a tip right there by Naomi Jones.
The Alabama defense continues to make a statement. And a foul called on the Wildcats, Asia Boone.
And that possession right there, I think Alabama was fortunate to get that foul called with Boone on that screen roll action. And Jones gets a piece of that block shot. You want to make sure you get on your horse and get down as you had numbers. She held up and got into the drag screen. But nonetheless, now the substitution. If you're Essence Cody, you got 2 minutes to come in here to work with 3 fouls. You have to see if you can make an impact while you're fresh.
Kentucky rolling with the starters, as is Alabama. Cody was open for a moment. Hassett recovered well.
Good idea right there by Carly Weathers. Tried to drop that dime over the shoulder. With active hands, creates the deflection. Baseline out of bounds opportunity once again. Keep your eye on 23 White, Timmons. She's been able to convert a lot of times on these sets.
This time it's a lob to Cody. Making space, but missed the shot. Hassett with good defense. Down low, it's Obi. Out to Boone. Good find. Too much on the shot, and it's tipped to Weathers.
Important possession right here for Alabama.
Carly Weathers pulls the trigger and misses. And then picks off the pass. Weathers weaving. Weathers lost it out of bounds, and it'll stay on this side.
Like a free safety. You know, the basketball IQ in Carly Weathers is tremendous. She's always in the right spot, takes excellent angles, and there she is, a two-hand steal. Phenomenal.
Alabama trying to expand on this lead before the fourth quarter. Cody getting tough, and a foul called on Strack.
Getting a little physical down low. Essence Cody demanding the ball with a quick rip through to go baseline. This is really big, as you can see, the physicality. Essence Cody, you got 3 fouls. You're checking back into the game. This is where you have to try to impose your will and try to wear down the interior of Kentucky.
That's 2 fouls on Strack as we hit under a minute to go in the third. Timmons, step back 3. Oh my goodness!
Wow. You talk about elite level and a steal.
Wow, 21 for Timmons, and the Tide is trying to get a little more.
And Christy Curry has instructed her team to slow down and see if we can get a quality shot. And you got the isolation. This is a matchup you want. She's got the foot speed to take Hassett.
Collins trying to work, give, Cody left side, she's fouled. And a little slow to get up, Essence Cody.
Third personal, take down number 4.
Essence Cody, who's already dealt with a leg injury this season, missed 4 games because of it. Walking a little gingerly after this play.
Yeah, she seemed to tough this one out, as you can see. Don't know exactly what happened. She might have landed on the foot there of Tony Morgan, a little tweak of the ankle, but nonetheless seemed to really pop up, walking it off. Well, these are 2 big free throws. You take the hit. The team's looking for a little bit of confidence.
She was perfect on the night before that attempt.
And she maybe should have taken a little bit longer to catch her composure, walk to half-court line, walk it off, and see if you can get the feeling back going and collect yourself before lining these up.
And it looks like Alabama is going to get a different free throw shooter because of the injury to Cody.
Ace will shoot 1.
So as Cody walks it off, Ace Austin, the freshman, comes in and makes the second attempt. And then Ramsey instantly checks in for the freshman. And Cody's off to the locker room for Alabama. Certainly a story to monitor as we progress. Kentucky, meanwhile, trying to get some points before the 4th. Obi didn't realize nobody was in front of her.
Great job, jumped through some pressure.
It'll have to be Strack at the buzzer. Long 3 off the iron. Alabama up 17, trying to pull off the biggest win in the regular season under Christy Curry, and Kentucky in danger of dropping to 15-2, Richard.
Well, Alabama, an outstanding job in the second half so far. They've got it done on the defensive end, holding Kentucky to 9 points, but still a lot of ball game.
Kentucky, 55-38. We're off to the 4th quarter. Gray Robertson, Richard Hendricks, Mary Reagan Bolick. The Tide is trying to pull off the biggest upset in the regular season in the Christy Curry era. It has not been necessarily a pretty overall record against top 10 teams, 3-33. There was a win in this building last season against number 7 LSU. And Richard, the Tide has put themselves, with 10 minutes to go, in a beautiful spot to knock down number 6.
Well, a lot of time left, but Alabama's done a great job of changing how they've been playing this game. They've been having some physicality on the inside. They switched to a smaller lineup and increased the defensive pressure. They've half-court trapped and even full-court trapped. So I'm looking to see what head coach Christy Curry is going to do in the remaining 10 minutes of this ball game to continue to keep Kentucky off balance.
Let's talk about what Coach Brooks is drawing up. What does Kentucky have to do to calm the storm that's happened here in this building?
Well, the challenge is going to be for Kentucky to have to pick up their pace of play. We talked about these are 2 teams that play at the 15th and 16th ranked pace of play in the SEC. But they're going to have to pick it up, get some defense to offense, and they're going to have to do it fast.
No Strack on the floor for Kentucky to start the fourth. No Jones or Cody for Alabama. There is, however, Jessica Timmons, but she misses the three. And then Weathers again with the extra play. Extra pass to Scott. And now a stoppage.
You see Carly Weathers once again coming up with the deflection and the steal. You have to know where she is, but this is a big opportunity. Alabama, they've been good on these baseline out of bounds opportunities. Carly Weathers hustling back into the play with the back tail. It's another chance.
So they reset the shot clock, and then before the ball's thrown in, an offensive foul on the Crimson Tide.
Alabama runs a lot of their, it's a good transition opportunity on a blown coverage.
Hassett had the look but couldn't hit. Ball loose, picked up by the Tide, and Scott will slow things.
Alabama's had a nice rhythm offensively. Of course, you want to try to have some long possessions and take the air out of the ball, but you still want to remain aggressive and run your sets.
Timmons, a lot of contact, and she got fouled. She'll head to the line.
Big job, big play right there by Jessica Timmons. The individual move created some space. And you can see in conference play, she hasn't been playing to her standard. This is the ultra competitive. You know, when you speak to her in shoot around, she always has a supreme level of confidence. And if there's anyone that's been disappointed in her conference play, it's 23 and White. And you can see the response that she's made on the big stage.
She's been steady, if not spectacular, scoring-wise in conference play, but tonight has been a new level, like you said. 22 and couldn't make it 23, but the tip keeps the possession. Another extra play by Weathers, and then a three from Collins, and a timeout called by the Wildcats.
Talk about confidence. Confident Collins, Diana Collins, lining one up after the second opportunity for Alabama. Another turnover created 17 of them for Kentucky. The hustle plays for the Tide. Diana Collins, cash money.
It's 59-38 with 8:47 to go here in the fourth quarter, and we have seen Richard Hendricks all night long. Carly Weathers do Carly Weathers things for the Crimson Tide, making all the hustle plays, all the extra plays her team might need.
Well, 6 steals and 7 rebounds, the active hands and the understanding of the assignment. She's been able to make so many plays that have given Alabama second chance points. 17 second chance points for the Tide, and a plethora of them have been created right there by Carly Weathers.
And the turnovers have been a problem. Again, Kentucky averaged 9 in conference play a game, 10 per game overall. 17 times Alabama has turned over the Wildcats, and it's led to points. And again, Weathers has been in the middle of pretty much all that all game long.
Well, the senior has really stepped up her play. You know, I think there were some question marks on she playing such a role as maybe the 5th starter in the glue position on a team that had 3 WNBA draft picks. How could she step into that top-notch role? Well, she's answered all those questions that she can handle it, and she's doing it in the Carly Weathers way.
On the other side, Kentucky needs points fast. And a kicked basketball right there. Wildcats have missed 11 of their last 12 shots. The Alabama defense has been the better side tonight in a battle of the top 2 scoring defenses in the SEC. Foul on the finish. Morgan will head to the line after contact from Naomi Jones.
Well, against the Crimson Tide, 31 Naomi Jones. That's her second. Team foul number 2.
Naomi Jones coming over on that contest, catches her on the wrist on the finish. Toni Morgan is extremely talented. When she gets around the rim, she finishes with both hands. With a high level of efficiency. Maybe that knock that she took to the ground might have played a little bit of the role of the missed free throw. And the struggles continue for the scoring column for Kentucky.
This is typically a pretty good team, the Wildcats at the line. They entered this matchup 4th overall in free throw shooting, but in conference play, 15th in the league in free throw shooting percentage. And after that make 7 of 13 tonight. Alabama has controlled this game since the first quarter. Another long possession. Alabama's okay with it, though, if they get a good shot from Timmons off the side of the iron. Good hustle by Jones, but it's out of bounds to Kentucky.
Excellent hustle by Jones. Even with the missed shot and it goes out of bounds, this allows Alabama to get back and set up their defense. They've been doing a really good job in the half-court set of executing with precision. The screens are set well, they're cutting tremendously well and keeping Kentucky off balance. Kentucky's got to make their push right now.
Time ticking for the visitors. Morgan way off. She'll get another chance, but she passed it up. Hassett had it stripped. Nothing coming easy for the Wildcats. The 2 is off.
Puzzling, really. I mean, these are a lot of shots that Kentucky makes. And to me, you have to question how much of this is psychological. These are clean looks, and Toni Morgan, who plays with so much confidence, has a wide open 3, misses it. Alabama with a blown coverage, they come right back to her, and she doesn't take it. You know, so these are looks that, to me, when you jump and look at the tape, as Boone, Asia Boone picks up her 5th foul. It's a big blow for Kentucky. It just makes you wonder what's going on with the offensive woes.
Well, how much of that do you think is attributed to the fact that Tiani Key is not available?
Well, I think that's a big reason. I mean, you have Tiani Key's ability to create some defense into offense with the help side, getting in passing lanes, blocking shots, and having a big-time finisher down low.
Speaking of finishers, Ramsey was trying to get one there, and now a jump ball will give it back to Kentucky.
But oftentimes the credit in this game, you know, has to be given to Alabama and what they've been able to do defensively with their effort. 10 steals in the game so far. They've been forceful in creating a lot of these 50-50 balls to go their way. And then switching up the defensive looks to constantly keep the Wildcats off balance.
Josie Gilvin has checked in for the first time tonight for Kentucky. Again, Boone fouled out a moment ago. She finishes with 12 points. And that leads the way for the Wildcats right now. It's been a tough night for Strack, and a foul as she and Ramsey were doing the do-si-do.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be tough if you're Lancia Ramsey. To me, it didn't even look like she touched her at all as that ball was deflected. Strack got a piece of it and then kicked it. As we can see, y'all know the little bit right there on the hip as Ramsey backed into her. Good call right there by this officiating crew. There's the contact down low to knock Strack off balance.
Now a short corner jumper that's off the mark. Well, a stunning 1 for 13 shooting night for one of the best players in all the country, Clara Strack.
Yeah, this is an odd performance as she's usually money from the mid-range.
And a foul. It's number 4 on Toni Morgan as the foul trouble mounts for Kentucky.
They replace Lancia Ramsey and Tamia Scott.
You always enjoy watching when Christy Curry can get her team dialed up in these special out-of-bounds situations. You know, they give you formations oftentimes that you don't know what they're going to do. They can run multiple actions out of their baseline out-of-bounds set. They get in the box set that have 4 players on the elbows and boxes, and you can run so many options, and the team executes very well.
Timmons was thinking about it. Now she'll back up. We should note, since Essence Cody left the game, she has not come back to the bench, has not re-entered the game, but Naomi Jones is doing just fine in her stead, and she'll head to the line.
Number 13, Strack, her third personal foul. Team foul number 5.
Jones about to attempt
Naomi Jones will shoot 2.
her first free throw of the second half. 0 for 1 overall in the game. That was an and one chance back in the first half, and she misses attempt number 1. Second one good.
Alabama jumping in a little bit more pressure, token pressure, and keep Kentucky thinking.
Wildcats just have not been able to get comfortable in the offensive end, and we've seen a lot of shots like that from everybody.
And a little bit on the characteristic as they like to move it around, but they're going to have to start to work a little bit quickly as time starting to work against the Wildcats.
Ooh, Collins thought about it. Kentucky trying to swarm the basketball. Collins has an open look this time off the side, and there's Weathers again.
Alabama's doing a really good job of attacking this zone defense that Kentucky's trying to show by way of the pass. And that's how you do it. You got to flash to the weak spots, and you got to move. And a great recognition right there by Carly Weathers as she gets to that high post. And Naomi Jones keeps Clara Strack engaged with that duck in, and that little crease right there, Weathers takes advantage of and gets all the way to the basket.
7 points, 8 rebounds, 6 steals for Carly Weathers tonight. And she's able to play tight defense and force another turnover. Timmons. Oh, and Austin walked. Christy Curry wanted it, but it goes back to the Wildcats. Alabama with the largest lead of the night, sitting at 23, Richard.
They've done an outstanding job, and it's Carly Weathers flashing to the high post and reading this play to perfection.
5 to go in the fourth quarter, and Jessica Timmons has been cooking with gas tonight, Richard. 22 points on 8 of 16 shooting.
Well, she's big, and particularly in the big moments. She wants to be able to put the team on her back, and she's been efficient to take advantage of Kentucky and their weak points. She's hit big-time shots in isolation situations, playing with extreme level of confidence, and you can see 23 in white doing her thing.
Well, and here is how this is all played out. A shocking night for Strack and Morgan. 2 absolute stars for the Wildcats with 13 combined points. Points in the paint dominated by the Crimson Tide. Alabama's turned over the Wildcats all night long. And maybe most impressively, Alabama did not wilt whatsoever when Essence Cody left the game with an apparent injury. For more on that, let's check in with Mary Reagan.
Yeah, guys, right before the media break, Essence Cody did come back to the bench, but even with Cody being out, and Kentucky statistically they're the taller team, but Alabama has made them small. They have outscored them 7-1 since Cody's been out. And I was just in the huddle, and Timmons just said, whatever we got to do, we got to finish and fight. And Curry comes back, and she says, we've got to rebound, and if we don't rebound, we have got to get back on the other side of the court. So let's see if they can finish through these last 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you, Mary Reagan. And we should note, part of that huddle was Essence Cody. She is now back on the bench, sitting next to Christy Curry, and they're conversing over on the sideline as Kentucky looks for a bucket down the stretch.
Good news there for Alabama. You see that Christy Curry, Essence Cody, is going to be sharing a moment. Their leaders on the team is very important, but the rest of this squad has responded in their absence. They've been able to shift the game into their favor. They played a little bit of small ball, and when it comes to the loose balls, they have been extremely scrappy on the ground with 50-50 chances.
Trying to hit threes like that, that was well off the mark by Collins, maybe a little too quick on that possession.
The slow pace of play of Kentucky, I don't know if there's enough possessions in the game to try to put together a comeback.
It's a nifty move by Morgan and one.
I think they might have got Naomi Jones for the contact on the bottom after the shot blocking attempt. Great hesitation.
It's number 3 on Jones, and Scott comes in for Collins. Tony Morgan, SEC Co-Player of the Week. Last 2 games averaged 21 points and 13 assists. It has not been as sharp a night for her. And she is up to 12 on the evening. And now the Wildcats need stops.
Alabama doing a really good job in this zone offense of flashing and moving, passing with their head up.
Jones couldn't get the roll. Alabama's starting to miss a little more, but it's such a big lead. Kentucky will have to do a lot in a short amount of time. Carroll missed the 3, and Jones collected the board. Good hustle by Hassett to save it.
This Kentucky team's not going to quit. They're able to get the steal, and now they're kind of get a little bit of juice. And Alabama seem to have taken their foot off the gas a little bit. And Kentucky might have found some life. It's 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this game. You're going to have to continue to work the ball and play as a unit if you're Alabama to try to finish it out, because the Wildcats are on a surge.
It's a very quick 6-0 run by Kentucky in the last 41 seconds. Kenny Brooks called timeout. Wildcats do have 2 left. What's Coach Brooks cooking up right now to try and continue to amp up the pressure on Alabama?
That's exactly what he's going to do. I mean, you got to figure out a way to manufacture some easy points and give yourself a chance to get back in it. And they seem to have all of their players up into the backcourt to see if they can create a turnover. But you expect to see from Alabama and head coach Christy Curry, how do you beat this press collectively to get into the other side?
Well, the freshman Austin had it and stepped out of bounds.
And there's the turnover right there. And there's some areas of the court you don't want to go to break the press. And Ace Austin, the freshman, breaks to the corner, which allows Kentucky to trap her. You want to make sure you set up your press breaker with a little bit more space so you can get into the middle of the court. A lot of time left in this game.
Wildcats are going to try and get a bucket quickly. Looking for Hassett. Too much, but it's tipped out to Carroll. Morgan in traffic, fouled. And crucially, well, no, they won't say it's on Jones. The foul is on Collins, and that's a big saver. That would have been 4 on Jones. And again, with the status of Cody in question, you cannot lose Naomi Jones to foul trouble.
Big free throws here for Morgan. And with the make, they're going to allow Kentucky to jump back into their pressure. Alabama has to be prepared. As you can see, a lot of hands and physicality there by Collins.
It was the first on Collins. The make allows Kentucky to set up the press. It's a 15-point game. Alabama's lead was 23. A little less than 3 minutes of game time ago.
Great heads-up play right there by Carly Weathers to get that ball out of her hand and advance it very quickly before Kentucky could shape up. Surprised that Kentucky's still sitting back in this zone and not trying to run at Alabama with a little bit more activity.
Shot clock at 5. Out to Collins, open look. No good. Kentucky trying to creep closer. And an offensive foul on Hassett.
It's a great job by Alabama as a collective unit. Tamia Scott rotating over, but it's Jessica Timmons funneling her right over into that charge. And great toughness by 15 White for taking it in the body.
Alabama 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from the biggest win in the Christy Curry era in the regular season, but Kentucky is not going to let it happen easily.
Kentucky still put a lot more pressure. There's a good trap situation.
Shot clock again ticking down. And a foul on Alabama with 1:49 left.
If I'm Alabama, I'm continuing to keep the pressure defense on Kentucky. You don't want to allow them to continue to come down and dictate things offensively. Keep the pressure on them and to force tough situations.
Can Big Blue find a little magic? And remember, one of their best three-point shooters, Asia Boone, fouled out a little bit ago. Nothing clean. Morgan with the extra pass, maybe didn't need to make it, and there's a block by Alabama as Jones is limping down the court.
Alabama take a long possession.
Grabbed by the Wildcats, but ticking towards a minute to go.
1 minute.
Alabama still defending at a high level. Great job being active in the gaps with active hands and a great cut down the middle. Beautiful job by Carroll.
Quick timeout called, 13-point game with 53.4 to go. Again, it's quite the mountain to climb for the Wildcats, and Christy Curry wants to make sure her team has everything set up before this inbounds play.
Not enough time left for Kentucky to pull off the comeback, but you can see both of these teams discussing how you will organize your attack when you're coming out of this. If you're Alabama, you want to make sure that they had all 5 players up into the backcourt to bring the ball up collectively. You know Kentucky's going to bring some pressure in this situation. They've been able to generate some turnovers. Last 53 and 4/10 seconds remaining in this big opportunity for Alabama to pick up a huge win to bolster their NCAA tournament resume.
And if Alabama finishes this off in the next 53.4 seconds, what does this reveal about what this team is capable of, not just resume-wise, but in the SEC race against teams like Kentucky and others that'll be on the schedule moving forward?
Well, you keep the pace, and this could be a signature win.
Foul on Hassett.
Alabama had advanced that ball into the front court. They had the isolation there with Timmons. At this point, you got plenty of time.
That's her third personal foul. Jessica Timmons will shoot 2.
We mentioned Jones hobbling down the court. She did check out Ramsey in for Alabama's. Timmons makes the first. So as it stands right now, 1 and 2 in the 5 position for the Tide. Cody and Jones, you see them right there sitting on the bench for the final 51 seconds and change.
Lower leg injuries, even Justin Timmons kind of tugging at his calf muscle a little bit before that last possession, but after the 2 made free throws, seems to be moving just fine.
Well, does Kentucky have one more charge? The number 6 team in America, trying to come back in the latter stages, but plays like that have told the story. And I believe Christy Curry did indeed get the timeout with 37.2 to go.
Excellent job by head coach Christy Curry, recognizing that her team was a little out of sorts. The active hands of Carly Weathers once again comes up with that steal. And Christy Curry calling the timeout to help them. 7 steals in the game for Carly Weathers so far. Phenomenal work.
She has put together a beyond steady line as Alabama leads by 15, counting the seconds down to the biggest win in the Christy Curry era. And again, this is just what Alabama wants from Weathers every night. I mean, this is up a level, but 7 points, 8 rebounds, 7 steals. That is just so much of an impact on the offensive and defensive side.
Her impact on the game cannot be measured in statistics. She definitely fills up the stat sheet, but it's the intangibles that she does with her communication and understanding of the game that really makes the difference with her on the court.
It's off the knee of Scott. Shot clock is off. We saw it on the bug. Alabama trying to get its highest ranked win since 1997. That was on the road at number 4 Georgia. And the Tide is closing in on a victory here tonight over Kentucky. Good finish by Obi with 6 seconds left, but far too little too late. Statement made. The biggest win in the Christy Curry era is an emphatic one as Alabama takes down number 6 Kentucky 64-51.
Alabama came out and played a complete game. They answered the response out of the gate from Kentucky. They bounced back with a balanced attack on the offense and defensive end, holding Kentucky to 31% shooting on the game. A big win for Alabama in their NCAA tournament resume.
And for Kentucky, a lot that needs to be adjusted after a strong start to conference play. The absence of Key really loomed large tonight, Richard.
Yeah, big absence. Tiani Key is such a difference maker for Kentucky. And Alabama was able to take advantage of it and did an outstanding job. Really good performance by Christy Curry's squad to get a lot of momentum and to stay amongst the pace in the SEC.
Well, the crowd tonight saw a show from Jessica Timmons.
Well, she did just that. She was motivated from the opening tip. She was really executing with a lot of precision, coming off of all the action that Alabama had. Isolation situations, great team play. Outstanding performance by Jessica Timmons.
And Timmons is standing by with Mary Reagan Bolig.
Jessica, I don't know if you know, but the last time that Kentucky led in this game was back early in the second quarter. But you guys showed grit, your defense, your second win in the SEC, and now your highest ranked win since 1997. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I'm just proud of this team, proud of the coaching staff. We have a one-and-oh mentality, and our coaches did a good job on the scout. We knew their personnel, but our girls showed that we can play with anybody. We're underdogs, and we're going to let people know that we are here to play and here to compete.
And you showed that tonight on the floor. You're the leading scorer, 24 points. What was your message to yourself and to the team tonight?
Man, I've been through a lot since my freshman year, like not playing, and just Coach Christy and the coaching staff believing in me. So just having a positive mindset, and no matter what, just understanding that these people are here for me, and I have a good circle. So they got me open, they got me in the right positions to score, but we won, and I'm proud of this group.
And you guys are off to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Tigers. How are you guys going to bring the momentum into that road game?
The same intensity and momentum we brought today. We're going to transition that, and we're going to have the same mindset.
Thank you, Jessica, and congrats.
Thank you.
Jessica Timmons, 24 points tonight to lead the way for the Crimson Tide. Highest ranked win for Alabama since 1997. What a night in Tuscaloosa for my partner Richard Hendricks, for Mary Reagan Bolig, and our entire fantastic SEC crew. I'm Gray Robertson saying so long after Alabama takes down number 6 Kentucky 64-51. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time, everybody.